What's going on with the Epstein case? Because the recent revelations only raised more questions. The prison footage from the night Epstein died was not raw like they claimed. It has now been exposed that this was edited footage, edited with Adobe Premiere Pro, the same software I use to make this video you're watching right now. That means someone manually opened, trimmed, and exported the footage. First, we were told only 1 minute of the video was missing. Now we're hearing almost a full 3 minutes of the video has been cut out, and the Epstein files that were supposed to be released are still sealed. It seems every time we get close to real transparency, the story gets buried or delayed, and those who promise transparency are acting like they've got something to hide. None of this seems like an accident. Epstein was the highest profile inmate in the country, accused of trafficking underage girls to elite and powerful men. In 2019, his body was found in his jail cell and it was ruled a suicide. But the guards claimed that they fell asleep and later admitted to faking their logs. His cellmate was quietly moved just hours before his death. The inside camera malfunctioned and the hallway footage was said to be corrupted. Then somehow the backup footage got magically deleted. So there's no footage from inside Epstein's cell and the night he died. Back in 2023, the Department of Justice Office of the Inspector General released a report. This report confirmed that there was a 1-minute gap in the surveillance footage from the night Epstein died on August 9th to 10th, 2019. More recently, the Department of Justice released video footage on July 7th, 2025. The DOJ called it raw surveillance footage from outside Epstein's cell. It showed the hallway and staircase area outside his unit, but a Wired investigation revealed that the video was actually edited. The metadata analysis by the two independent experts showed that the footage was spliced from 2 separate clips. It was also edited for over 3.5 hours on May 23rd, 2025. That's longer than it took for me to edit this video you're watching right now. And there were comment makers. This suggests that someone flagged key moments while editing the footage. And the Epstein video was exported multiple times with evidence pointing to a username MJCole1. Experts uncovered about 2 minutes and 53 seconds that were cut before the 1-minute gap. But the most alarming is that the new missing footage appears to be deliberately cut, which was not disclosed by the DOJ. And the key moment is still missing, but it gets even worse. On the same day as the footage was released, the DOJ denied that there was ever an Epstein client list and said that there were no further Epstein files that would be released. This announcement angered a lot of people because the actual Epstein files would reveal who was involved in Epstein's trafficking network, and it would help explain why his death was so suspicious. This announcement also directly contradicts Attorney General Pam Boendi's claim from February 2025 that she had files sitting on her desk. In February, Pam Boendi announced the release of a batch of Epstein files. She called it Phase 1 and promised more to come, but most of the documents were already public, including the flight logs, address books, and redacted interviews. There weren't really any major revelations in this, but then during a Fox interview, Boendi was asked about the Epstein client list, and she replied by saying, "It was sitting on my desk right now to review." This was taken to mean that there was a client list or at least other important files that were being withheld. After this, the backlash was fast and intense. Members of Congress from both parties pushed back hard and demanded for transparency. Republican Thomas Massey and Democrat Ro Khanna led the calls for more documents to be released. Despite the growing momentum, House leadership stalled progress by ending the session early to avoid votes on releasing more Epstein documents. The Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, called an early summer recess. This basically delays the issue for months, and many believe that the House leadership is just trying to avoid answering tough questions. What this means is that the release of more Epstein's files is on hold for the time being, at least until September. This once again delays any transparency on the Epstein case. Mr. Johnson's decision to shut down the House early is probably to please or avoid angering President Trump, because Trump seems to want people to drop the obsession with the Epstein case, even though it was Trump himself who said he would release the files during his 2024 campaign. But it didn't end there. Congress may have paused it until September, but some lawmakers are keeping the investigation alive. After a vote in the House subcommittee, House Oversight Chair James Comer issued a subpoena to Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine was Jeffrey Epstein's close associate who helped him recruit and groom underage girls for his human trafficking operation. She was also his romantic partner in the 90s. Ghislaine was convicted for her role helping him and is now a key witness in ongoing investigations. Ghislaine is scheduled to testify before the House Oversight Committee on August 11, 2025. This will take place at the Federal Correctional Institution in Tallahassee, Florida, where she is currently serving a 20-year sentence for trafficking. But before she even got to Congress for her testimony, she was quietly being interviewed by the Department of Justice, and you'll never guess who interviewed her. Trump's former personal lawyer, Todd Blanche. He is now the Deputy Attorney General. How perfect is that? Blanche interviewed Ghislaine Maxwell over 2 days to gather new information about Epstein's trafficking network. This included names of clients, accomplices, and financial operations. The interview aimed to support ongoing investigations and pressure from Congress to release sealed Epstein files. Ghislaine was granted limited proffer immunity during the interview. This type of immunity allows a witness to provide information without their statements being used against them in the future for criminal prosecutions. Ghislaine apparently provided around 100 names, including powerful figures in politics, business, and entertainment. She also shared details about private flights, hidden payments, and possible foreign connections. The details obviously haven't been released as yet, but Blanche has said he would reveal what he learned from Maxwell at the appropriate time. So yes, Trump's former lawyer is now overseeing the investigation that might involve Trump himself. After all, at one point, Trump was friends with Epstein in the past, but they had a falling out in 2004, and Epstein was later banned from Mar-a-Lago for acting inappropriately with a club member's daughter. So Trump is mentioned in the Epstein files, but it's unknown for exactly what. This doesn't mean that he's involved with any of the Epstein crimes, but then why not release the files? Apparently Trump told reporters that I don't know anything about the conversation because I haven't really been following it. Based on the DOJ interview, it's reasonable to be skeptical about Ghislaine's testimony in August. While the goal of immunity during the interview was to encourage her full cooperation in the exchange for some legal protection, this could help her get a reduced sentence, better prison conditions, or even help pave the way for a presidential pardon. President Trump has hinted at the power to pardon her, but said it was not the right time to talk about it. But there's a darker side to this. The immunity could not only benefit Ghislaine, but also the other people involved. This immunity might limit what she can actually say. If her testimony is controlled, it could protect powerful people instead of exposing them, because sometimes immunity deals have unofficial rules to hold back key names or soften details. This deal could conveniently act as a shield for those who want to remain hidden. So now we have to wonder if Ghislaine Maxwell's testimony will offer any real transparency, or will it just be another layer of secrecy? And this is the most concerning part about it all. Regardless of where you stand on this, the Epstein case reinforces the same message that I talked about in my video about the Diddy trial, that money and power trumps truth and accountability. The public demanded transparency around Epstein's death, and all we've got is the edited video. People called for the release of Epstein's files, and instead we got a carefully orchestrated testimony from Ghislaine Maxwell. It's still unclear if we'll ever know the whole truth, but I guess we'll have to wait and see how the Epstein case unfolds. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. It would really help out the channel. And if you're already subscribed, I appreciate the support. And until next time, thanks for watching.